Welcome back, everyone, to another battle report. This one is some Canadians versus my Soviets. We did 1250 points, playing maximum attrition. The Canadian forces. So yeah, you had 13 dice, and right under the 1250, you had some, doubled up on the amps with the. So I had to watch out for those. But yeah, it was a good mix he had, and he's been making some good painting progress and all that. So it's looking sharp too. On to my stuff. So yeah, I've had a number of new completed painted units. So my volunteer straff bats, they're here. I got some Ursus troops completed finally, and a new armored Mark II lieutenant. The other stuff is just kind of a reshuffle of the things I normally take, and I'm at 1250 with 14 dice. So our layout, we treated all the buildings as ruins. I believe the craters were light cover, difficult terrain. Same with the woods here. It brings us to one. So yeah, we jump forward a bit. So yeah, running in the mortar, you see the MMG team, and then my free squad and my straff batter running for the building, along with Commissar and my Mark II guy, and then the Mark II armor. So the idea was, I still wanted to contribute. So I'm sorry, this was a building, not ruins. We ran. Same with that one right there. I was running the cheap guys in here, figuring that a lot of cover, so they'll be resilient versus fire, and I'll still be able to reach out on the battlefield and do something. The Commissar and LT are just going to hide out here and provide moral support. And then the Mark IIs are going to push up to the right, and I was going to have some stuff push up to the left. And then my reserves come in the trucks to the Ursus and the Mark I's to finish anything off. So yeah, so it's this cool little robot guy's coming in. Yeah, and he's kind of doing the exact same thing. So he's running his basic troops into the building. His aren't as cheap or knockoff as mine are, but yeah, so his normal guys are coming in here and getting cover where they can. His armored infantry spotter, yeah, and then I'm just running on my. So the HMG, I've had some decent success with this on this car. It's not as spiffy as the new Walker, but the HMG and being able to wreck you around allows me to get up and against the 10 boys here, these guys, and pop some shots. But more importantly, being enclosed in armor 7, he's completely immune, so I can actually put some decent hurt on these guys, and can also do things like block line of sights or avenues of fire from those type troops. So yeah, that's been fun to use. Yeah, and then kind of a left. Yep. So following the plan, Daughter's going to come this way. Mark IIs and HMG are come up this way. Howitzer is in the bottom left here. So and I'm hoping just to kind of get him into certain positions and plink him down with mortar and such. Action pose of the Daughters here. On to 2. So yeah, so he's bringing his big stuff in. So this is the Ram Kangaroo. You see all the guys hiding. He's not dumb, just running them out in the open. So they're kind of his troops are sneaking in as well. Yeah, just a better shot of these guys looking good. I think that's the LT. And you see the 3 stories of buildings or the three floors of with a spotter, an experienced squad, straff bat squad. So they all yeah. So he of course he sees me bunching up, so artillery comes in here, and like I said about blocking lanes of fire. So I'm moving up, got the amp here, so I'm trying to move him up and take some shots, and then where I can, he's countering. As you can see here, he's if I run from one, I get hit with the other. So one amp. So good play on his part. And then yeah, the Churchill, yeah, it comes rolling in. So I was keeping my Mark Ones off the board because I really have nothing besides the howitzer that can hit this do anything much to it at range. So now that it's on the board, I'll probably bring those guys out. And yeah, oh, and you see a cool little, yeah. So this is one of the first fieldings of my I'm calling him Mark III because he's flying. So the idea, at least in my head background, is that this is the one that's made, one time use airdrop in with a jetpack, to slow him down enough to land behind the lines or go with whoever. But yeah, so he's got some good coverage there, and yeah, my free squads in here, they're taking fire, but building's doing what it's supposed to, keeping them alive. But yeah. So you can see us all, but they also realize these are some schmucks in here, so he's also moving his forces up to clear them out. They got tired of getting howitzered, so the priest decides to Kool-Aid man through the woods to start putting some hurt on him. And right about that time, he got close enough. I was able to surprise. So all the Mark Ones, I'm able to drive the truck up. Mark Ones jump out, and I believe I set it on fire with it. But yeah, between the fires from here, shots from here, and I'm bouncing them. It's open top, so I'm hitting it from all angles just to stack up the pins, and it brings us to 3. So yeah, he promptly rallies, and all that goes away. So I just start the whole thing again. So I'm bringing in the daughters. The truck moves over, so we're trying to light them up with pins, and yep, this is kind of the rinse repeat. So I'm finally able to get in cover, and I keep kicking myself. I say I'm going to do it, so it's probably, I've been dragging my feet working on other projects, so I'll finally get these guys some LMGs painted, because yeah, I may not be able to hurt as much or may have a low likelihood, but I was really feeling the assault rifle limited range of 18. Yeah, he was able to just kind of park outside, and he's able to do what he wants, and I'm just, I'm not dying. They're really good at being tough, but they just don't, I can't contribute to the fight, and they're expensive, so they need to be doing something every turn. Just a cool action pose there. Yeah, just another one. Like I said, solid paint job. These are cool models, and he did a good job painting them up too. Yeah, and then his LT and armored squad moving in here. So that's, you see the normal squad hiding out here. So yeah, I just zoomed out. So yeah, the Ricky. So yeah, I moved up, put some fire on one of these. The car gets shot at, so I recce, and just being on a road, I just fly to the other side of the board. Doesn't help. So, like I said, good play on his part. One of them, I believe the one here, fires, so I come screaming down the road, and yep, that one's still watching me. So I believe it still hits and promptly immobilizes my car. So, yep, his days are numbered. The grenadiers, he's outflanking them. They pop out, and we're kind of engaging in a firefight here. Brings us to 4. So, yeah, he keeps rolling the reposition, so this thing's bouncing around, which I'm fine with. I'd prefer, obviously you always want him to roll a 1, but as long as it doesn't come in or, reposition anywhere near that's a concern to me, I'll take that too. So, yeah, this one I declare, yep, so he's got the charge. The first thing I do is or the pins. So I declare a charge, and he tries to turn and run, thinking, like most things, Rift Tech stuff in the Russian forces, they're slow. Well, these are actually the opposite. These are fast, or not most, but a lot of the Russian stuff's slow. So he was thinking he was able to attempt to run away. So he pivots, drives over here, and if these units, and good play on his side, he just missed that these ladies were fast. So so if these were normal troops, that maneuver would have gotten him away from the assault. Unfortunately for him, they're fast, so I'm able to still catch him. The crew jumps out. They've been collecting pins this whole time, so it's we're all armed with assault weapons and other things, and he's a ton of pins, and yeah, it just doesn't work out. To that point, I'm pulling the truck up. Squad's gonna hop in, and they're gonna mosey on. The LT. Oh, yep. The shot of what was the armored infantry, so they get hit with the howitzer, and I believe this was an indirect shot, and I just lucked out and just smoked them. Yeah. Realizing, so he's trying to drop some grenades and stuff, and he's hitting, but he's realizing I'm heavy cover, or in cover. I'm tough, resilient, and so when we engage in a firefight with him, he kind of realizes, oh, okay, I'm not going to win that right now, so he jumps to the other side of the woods to get out of that fight. And smart on his part, because they got a lot of nifty guns and things, but they really need to be able to set the pace, because they just don't have the toughness to outgrind 5+ save, in cover, and resilient troops. And then the current state. And yeah, so Churchill, after all this happens, so it's coming over to counter. Yeah, just another pose of that. So they're taking shots, I think, from the MMG and things like that, but nothing to note. And that amp just kind of Kool-Aid mans through the wall. Brings us to 5. So it hits the mortar, or the artillery barrage hits, sprinkles pins here around, and then gets down to, I think, LT. I put him in the building, or maybe a free squad, and he gets hit with the heavy howitzer, maybe even been the spot or some nonsense like that. So it is hit with the heavy howitzer, and kadoo, boom. Yeah, so it got the over like 11 hits or whatever, and popped that whole building. So I was coming into this with like a die, maybe 2 advantage, I think, and it went from that to I lost 3 units in one go. So my Strafe Bat, my free squad, and my LT were all in here. The only one Commissar was just hanging out. Yeah, and I did not have a. I will add that to my stuff to get, but I didn't have a ruin building outline or something like that. So this is the make do of the crater that was that building and my squads. So you see here and it's hard to see, a Jeep pulls up, flamethrower team trying to cook them, lay fire with this, and yeah, that didn't really work out as planned on his part. Yeah, so I move here, they get fired, or the truck gets popped. I believe it's from one of the amps. But yeah, so they so jump back to 1. So yeah, they flamethrowered, I think, did a pin or something, didn't do anything really. I think the Jeep's hidden back in here somewhere. But yeah, so what ends up happening, yeah, is that doesn't work out. Like I said, so he's got his guys hanging out here. Yeah, because he was hoping to wipe them out and then kind of pop this truck and proceed to roll down this flank. But yeah, that didn't happen. So the squad trying to get out of the danger zone, so they come running over this way, and bringing my bear troops. So, and of course I didn't take a picture. So they comes in over here, and then the bear troops come out and they run over to the building here. So yeah, and what happened is, so I roll in, and yep, the bears run out and then fire into the flamethrower with that. Yeah, so I was able to pull up that one. Brings us 6. So yeah, from that, he did have time to react. I think he had a pin on him or something. He failed, and from that they're able to, they get shot. Nothing really happens, so they're able to pass their test, run in here, and yeah, we're barely right at 6 inches, because these troops aren't fast, and yeah, so they make contact and proceed to just tear tear it apart. So this is probably the highlight reel for these guys, these bear troops, the Ursa soldiers, because I doubt they're I'm going to be able to pull this off again. Yeah, so they run in and just tear this thing up, and then jump back into cover. So, yeah, like I noted, they were over here, or a little bit forward, ran up, hit them, ran back. And then, yeah, the amp ends up laying down, I think popping this turn. Truck's popped. Yeah, it's just a, yeah, you see all the pins from when their stuff got destroyed. So, yeah, it's just a bad time around for vehicles. Yep, so we're laying shots. I think the MMT, I'm sorry, the Mark IIs are able to get a line of sight, fire on that, and pop him. And thankfully, because I need to get some dice back, yeah, you see the amp hanging out, and brought us to a draw. So I did have one dice advantage. So I killed 7 units, lost 6. So yeah, he was able to pop my transports and vehicles, and then yeah, I ended up pulling up the commissar. Yeah, and I'm able to get a little bit nicer. So the Jeep lost that one. The Jeep and the Kangaroo both left because I killed the troops that were near it, and I was the closest, so they left. So I got that, and then everything else was just kind of a grind. Some luck here with the armored infantry, as I think I just rolled a 6, and then like 12 hits after that, or 10 hits, so I was able to, and that happened like right after the turn where he blew up my 3 units, so it's like, well, it's going to swing. But anyway, I know it was a real fun game, and yeah, he's making some progress getting his stuff painted up, so it's looking sharp too, so good time all around, and thanks for watching.